Hashing is one of the foundational tools used to verify integrity because it allows you to represent data with a fixed-length fingerprint that changes when the data changes. Instead of protecting secrecy, hashing focuses on answering a different question. Has something been altered since the last time I trusted it? This distinction is important because many security failures involve silent modification rather than unauthorized disclosure. A hash gives you a compact summary of data that can be stored, transmitted, or compared efficiently without needing to keep multiple copies of the original content. When used correctly, hashing provides a simple but powerful way to detect tampering across files, messages, records, and credentials. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is a companion to the CISS books. The first book is about the exam and provides detailed information on how to pass it best. The second book is a Kindle-only ebook that contains 1,000 flashcards that can be used on your mobile device or Kindle. Check them both out at cyberauthor.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. A hash function takes input of arbitrary length and maps it deterministically to a digest of fixed length. Deterministic means that the same input will always produce the same digest, regardless of where or when the function is executed. This property is essential because integrity checking depends on being able to recompute the hash later and compare it to a previously trusted value. At the same time, the digest length is fixed, which means that very large inputs can be summarized into a manageable value. Hash functions are designed so that this mapping is efficient to compute but difficult to reverse or manipulate. This combination of predictability and asymmetry is what makes hashing useful for security rather than just for data indexing. A critical property of a secure hash function is that a small change in the input should cause a large, unpredictable change in the output digest. This behavior is often referred to as the avalanche effect, and it ensures that even minor modifications are immediately visible. Changing a single bit in the input should result in a digest that looks completely unrelated to the previous one. Without this property, attackers could make targeted changes that preserve most of the digest, making tampering harder to detect. The avalanche effect also prevents attackers from inferring relationships between similar inputs by comparing their digests. In practice, this property makes hashes reliable indicators of integrity rather than approximate checksums. Collision resistance is another core requirement because it reduces the likelihood that two different inputs produce the same digest. Since the output space of a hash function is finite, collisions are theoretically unavoidable, but a secure hash makes finding them computationally impractical. If collisions are easy to generate, attackers can substitute malicious content that produces the same digest as trusted content. This undermines integrity checking because the hash comparison no longer proves that the original data is intact. Collision resistance therefore directly affects whether hashes can be trusted as identifiers and integrity checks. When collision attacks become practical, the hash function can no longer serve its security purpose safely. Pre-image resistance addresses a different threat by making it difficult to reconstruct the original input from a given digest. Given only the hash value, an attacker should not be able to determine what input produced it within a feasible amount of time. This property matters because hashes are often stored or transmitted openly, such as in integrity manifests, password databases, or digital signatures. If an attacker could reverse a hash efficiently, they could recover sensitive inputs even without direct access to the protected data. Pre-image resistance ensures that hashes do not leak meaningful information about the underlying content. Together with collision resistance, it makes hashes safe to use as public integrity markers. One of the most common uses of hashing is file integrity checking, where a trusted hash value is compared against a freshly computed hash of a file. If the digests match, you gain confidence that the file has not been altered since the trusted hash was created. This approach is widely used for software distribution, configuration validation, and forensic verification. It allows systems to detect corruption, accidental modification, or malicious tampering without encrypting the file itself. Hash-based integrity checking is also efficient because only the digest needs to be stored or transmitted for later comparison. This makes it practical for large files and large collections of assets. Hashing alone verifies integrity but does not prove who created or approved the data, which is why message authentication codes are used when authenticity matters. A message authentication code combines the message with a secret key so that only parties who possess the key can generate or verify the correct value. This prevents attackers from recomputing a valid integrity check after modifying the message because they lack the secret key. Message authentication codes, therefore, provide both integrity and authenticity, assuming the key remains protected. They are commonly used in network protocols, application messaging, and internal system communications where shared secrets exist.
A common construction for message authentication codes is the hash-based message authentication code, which combines hashing with keying in a structured way. Hash-based message authentication code avoids weaknesses that arise from naively appending a key to a message and hashing the result. The construction ensures that the key influences the digest securely and that attackers cannot exploit properties of the underlying hash function to forge valid values. Hash-based message authentication code is widely adopted because it is efficient, well-studied, and resistant to many known attack techniques. Its security depends on both the strength of the hash function and the secrecy of the key.
When implemented correctly, it provides strong protection against message tampering. Digital signatures also rely on hashing, particularly because asymmetric cryptographic operations are expensive on large inputs. Instead of signing an entire message directly, the system computes a hash of the message and signs the hash. This approach preserves integrity because any change to the message changes the hash, which invalidates the signature. It also improves performance because signing a fixed-length digest is far more efficient than signing an arbitrarily large message. Hashing, therefore, acts as the bridge between large data and asymmetric signature algorithms. Without hashing, digital signatures would be far less practical for real-world use.
Password storage is another area where hashing plays a critical role, because storing passwords directly would be catastrophic if the storage were compromised. Instead, systems store hashes of passwords so that the original password is never retained in recoverable form.
When a user authenticates, the provided password is hashed and compared to the stored digest.
Salting is added to this process by combining the password with a unique random value before hashing, which prevents attackers from using pre-computed tables to reverse large numbers of hashes. This design ensures that identical passwords do not produce identical digests across users. Hashing, therefore, reduces the blast radius of credential compromise, even though it does not eliminate risk entirely.
Key stretching extends password hashing by deliberately increasing the computational cost of each hash operation.
Instead of hashing the input once, key stretching applies the hash function repeatedly or uses specialized constructions designed to consume time and memory.
This makes brute force guessing attacks more expensive because each guess requires significantly more work.
Key stretching is especially important for passwords because users tend to choose weak or predictable values.
By increasing the cost per attempt, defenders reduce the feasibility of large-scale offline attacks, even when hashes are stolen. The trade-off is increased processing time during legitimate authentication, which must be balanced against usability requirements. Hash chains are another integrity mechanism that links records together so that changes become detectable across a sequence. In a hash chain, Each record includes a hash of the previous record, creating a dependency that propagates forward. If an attacker alters an earlier record, all subsequent hashes become invalid unless they are recomputed. This makes tampering visible and significantly increases the effort required to alter history without detection. Hash chains are used in logging, auditing, and record-keeping systems where chronological integrity matters. They provide a lightweight way to enforce order and detect unauthorized modification over time. Weak hash functions become dangerous when collision attacks or pre-image attacks become practical because the assumptions that made them safe no longer hold. When attackers can deliberately generate collisions, they can create malicious content that matches the digest of trusted content. When pre-image attacks improve, hashes leak more information about their inputs. This transition from theoretical weakness to practical exploitability is what drives the retirement of older hash algorithms. Systems that continue using weak hashes often do so unknowingly because everything still appears to function correctly. Recognizing when a hash is no longer fit for security use is therefore an essential part of cryptographic lifecycle management. Hashing supports integrity, authenticity, and safer password handling by providing a mathematical foundation for detecting change and protecting secrets indirectly. Whether verifying files, authenticating messages, signing data, or storing credentials, hashing enables security properties that would otherwise be difficult to achieve efficiently. Its effectiveness depends on properties like collision resistance, pre-image resistance, and strong randomness, as well as correct integration into larger systems. Weak hashes and improper usage can undermine these benefits, which is why continuous review and algorithm agility matter. When hashing is understood as a core integrity mechanism rather than a simple checksum, it becomes a reliable building block for secure systems. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.